Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. All right, so I want to start off by giving you guys a little bit of feedback about my procedure. So I have 470 cc's. I went with Dr. Hunsaker. He is located in Miami. CG Cosmetics. And so I pretty much had a friend who went and referred me and let me know they had a great experience. And I had reached out to them Black Friday, literally Black Friday. And I had asked them, like how much was the procedure that I was looking to get, just a breast augmentation. I wanted bigger boobs. I had literally no boob, like not even a double A would fit me. Like I had no boob. I had just like a sagging nipple. So I'll change into something in a little bit so you guys can kind of see like what they really look like. But yeah, I had nothing, and I knew that I've always known that I wanted my boobs done. So I had called and I got the opportunity, and I had asked them how much is the breast augmentation currently, because they were having sales, because clearly it's Black Friday and then Cyber Monday. And I read over all of the reviews from the doctor that she had recommended me, which was Dr. Hunsaker. And he's board certified. There's really no bad reviews that I've came across, and I've checked, YouTube. I've searched like their page forever, even like after I booked, and like Google, of course, and all like the certifications and all that. But long story short, I had already trusted them because I already knew somebody had already went there, and I knew that they're still in the States, and I was very like anal about that. I was honestly planning to even pay like how much they cost where I'm from, and where I'm from, they're about like 6, 7, 8, depends how, which ones you're going for. Like minimum, you're gonna pay about 6, 7. So that's mentally what I was preparing to pay. Because it was Black Friday, and obviously it's in Miami, and the procedures are done very frequently. I ended up getting a really, really good discount. So again, these are silicone. I got my procedure done January 24th. So I was counting how many weeks post-op I was up until like I was 10 weeks or 8 weeks or something. But I lost track. I just know it was January 24th. So every 24th is another month, I guess, right? I feel great. The first 2 weeks were a little crucial. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So when I first went, I had booked them, and it actually cost me at the time $3,000. So I ended up being able to pay in full one-time payment. I'm not sure if I know that they do have like monthly payment options. I'm not sure if it's a fee, like if it's there interest if you do that. I believe that there's no interest, and you have up to 1 year to pay. But I paid in full one-time payment, and then I believe that may have gave me another discount. I'm not sure. That was just like the ultimate price, but I thought that was crazy, because again, I was mentally prepared to pay already so much. So long story short, I did my research. I booked them right away. I didn't even think about it twice, because again, a bitch I needed some titties. But I didn't even think about it twice. I read so many reviews. When I finally got there, I had, and if you guys want the info to the recovery home I stood in, honestly, like I was recommended by my coordinator, and I had the best experience. Like long story short, she picks you up from the airport, drops you off, back and forth, takes you to every appointment, drops you back off, cooks 3 meals a day for you, helps you with absolutely whatever you need, like whether you got to take a shower, whether you have to do anything, she helps you. And honestly, God is so good, because he blessed me to be able to afford everything just like in one. Afford everything at once. So, meaning like I was able to book my flight in advance. When I booked I waited like, so I booked, Black Friday, and I booked to have my surgery done January 24th. So I still had some time, but I booked it, I believe in mid-December, my flight. So with my flight, my recovery home, and my breast augmentation, I literally paid under $4,000. Again, this is probably the time frame that I went and who I stood with, and you know, it was recommended by somebody that I highly trusted. So the house was very amazing. I'll probably put a clip towards the end somewhere to show you just like what it looked like in general, but she was really sweet. She was very like attentive. Honestly, I've never been in a recovery home. It's the first surgery that I've ever had, except for like my wisdom teeth being removed all at the same time, but I have no complaints. She was really great. So I, to this day, honestly have not bought another bra. I still wear my breast augmentation bra. I think I left it in the bathroom, but I have a couple of them, and I have a washer and dryer, so every time one is dirty, I put the other one in while I have the other one on, and I always have like one disposable for me to use. And I find that so comfortable for me. Aside from not wearing a bra if I'm not home, or like wearing a regular shirt, I'd rather wear no bras. Like, I'm so used to not wearing no bras because the bitch didn't have no tits. So like, I prefer to not wear a bra, and I pay for these, you know what I'm saying? But I do protect my investment. I do wear my bra at all times, aside from if I'm going out, and I haven't gone out. A bitch has been quarantined since she's got her boobs done. So now when I got there, I'm not going to lie, you need to prepare yourself to sit, hurry up and wait. Like, I was there for literally 6.5 hours. And part of it was not my fault, but my fault, sort of kind of miscommunication between me and my doctor down here before I flew. For those of you who don't know, my name is Kiara. I'm so sorry, I probably should have said that in the beginning of the video, but I'm from Massachusetts. So I had to go to my doctor to get cleared, and you do have to get your blood work, and they send you your pre-op testing that you have to do with your doctor, and you also have to be cleared. Now, if any of this is missing, especially a clearance, like, you're most likely gonna have to see one of their doctors and pay a lot of extra, but it's a headache. It's a headache. Like, I was cleared and I had all my stuff, but they forgot 3 tests of mine because I completely didn't know or thought of to bring my post-op, my pre-op blood testing works, or whatever testing that they need to get done, because you also need the EKG and all that. So I'm thinking that my doctor knows what to do because I asked them, and this is a pre-op appointment, so I'm assuming that they know what is supposed to be drawn or done in this appointment. However, they did do most of everything. However, I did miss 3 testings: a blood pregnancy test, a PT test, and a PPT test. So I had to pay an extra $80 when I got there to get that done. Otherwise, I was not going to be seen. Like, no ifs, no buts, no nothing. And honestly, I ended up having to like call my doctors because I thought that they were missing, and they didn't like send it over. And then I realized that I don't even remember them taking me that much blood from. I know the tests that they've already taken, so I'm like, you know what? I don't think that I have that disposable to give you, and I need an alternative, right? I need to be able to be super sure that I can have my breast augmentation tomorrow, because a bitch just spent her money to fly my ass here and booked my fucking recovery home, right? And I need to make sure that this happens. So, and I went by myself, so I couldn't afford for any of this to have gone wrong. I planned it accordingly, and it had to go accordingly, you know? So I ended up going, I waited 6.5 hours. At the end, I realized, we all realized that they didn't obviously have those 3 testing. Gladly, they did have the other testings that they did need, the results that they did need, the clearance that they did need, which is the most important. And I paid them $80 to get that done there. The bras, I believe I paid $110. No, I paid $50. I'm so sorry. I paid $50 for 2. And then the strap was another $10. You also need compression socks because you can get blood clots. Like, you really have to take care of yourself after you get a major surgery. Breast, boobs, tummy tuck, it doesn't matter. Like, you need to take care of yourself. Follow directions, do what you gotta do. Eat what you need to eat. You need to eat like I would say, I mean, I was fed the first 3 days, and then the first 2 weeks after, I had a lot of help where I didn't do anything. Like I had somebody come to my house, pick up my kids, drop them off, and then when they did drop them off, they would come inside and cook me a meal, and then they would leave, and then they would come back, and that was like 2 weeks. If I need anything, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. The first week I couldn't move. I know I'm a little bit all over the place. I'm so sorry, but I was going to write this down, but then I never blow dry my hair before, and I finally did blow dry my hair. And I feel so good because I blow dried it by myself, and I'm going to be 26 next month, and I just finally learned how to blow dry my hair. Ooh, ooh. So honestly, like my recovery home lady, her name is Yaite. She could not have picked me up after I finished my 6.5-hour freaking pre-op appointment. So she sent me and paid for an Uber. Like I didn't have to come out of pocket for that. So that was like great customer service. I've heard terrible things while I was waiting for 6.5 hours about experiences of recovery homes, and I am so grateful. Honestly, I went there because she was also Colombian and she can cook. I'm Puerto Rican, so I was like enjoying the food, you know, and I honestly went to stay like longer. Her house was beautiful. But the next day I went, that day I had went back to the recovery home, and I started, because I was able to look at the implants and suggest what size I recommended that I wanted to go. And I chose 400. And when I went the next day to speak to Dr. Hunsaker, I also saw the ones that I saw weren't round, they were teardrop. And then I went home and 400 seemed so big. Like it was so big, right? So I'm thinking, maybe 400 is good, right? Because I don't have no boob. This is perfect. But I didn't really like instantly the shape anyway. And then I got home to the recovery home, and then the girl that I had met there that was waiting with me forever had Snapchatted me and asked me, hey, what shape are you going with? And I had said, what do you mean? And then she had said, I want to do round and high profile, this and that third. And I already knew I wanted them to look just like this. So teardrop was not going to give me this look. But I don't know shit, right, about silicone or anything like that. So I had to wait till my actual appointment to speak to my doctor. So I got to the appointment, and he measured me. He took a look. He asked me to show him pictures of what I wanted to look like and what I wanted to have my final result look like. So I ended up showing him pictures, and then he ended up measuring me and then looking at my chart, and then saw that my chart said 400. I never specified what type of implant. I completely realized this when I got home. But he measured, he looked at the pictures, his final recommendation for what I showed him that I wanted to look like. And my specific last phrase to him was, for those of you who know me, I'm a model, an actress, and I'm an artist. So it's the very beginning of my career, and I'm just now getting a little bit movement in there. And the goal is to be a movie star. Like I want to be in movies. That's the final goal. The starter final goal. Like that's going to be like where I reach my first top of the peak of my my career, and then I want to eventually obviously produce my own movies and all that. But we'll get into that into another. Let me know. My Instagram is kgoddess, KGODDESS_. You can always send me a message or let me know what you guys would like to see next in another video. I know that I have so many niches that I can give you so much information about, and I'm so sorry that I haven't been on here more often. And again, I'm so sorry that I'm all over the place with the information, but I promise to get it all together, Anyways, my last phrase to him was, I am an actress, I'm a model, and I look really young. Like I look like I can still play, which is it's not a normal thing for other people. So I have that pretty much up on everyone, where I can look like a 12, 15, maybe not so much 12, then yes, because the bitch didn't have no fucking tits. I'm so serious. So I can still play a 15-year-old role. I wanted to still be able to cover them, and that you won't even notice that I had anything until I took them off, and then I wanted them to look like this. So he measured me, he looked at the chart, then final suggestion was 470 is what you need to go, and in order to get what your suggestion is. So I completely trusted him. Again, I did my research before. I already saw his work before. I was very comfortable because I already told him what I wanted to see. I was very comfortable with him understanding that, being that, again, this is, had already researched, I was good. However, a bitch forgot to even mention what kind of implant. So they were automatically, I paid for silicone, but I forgot to tell him because I was so excited that I was literally going to wake up within an hour with tits that I've never been born with, you know, so I completely forgot to, like, make it known a bitch wants round, high profile, right? So, boom, I met the anesthesiologist. She introduced herself. Funny, we have the same allergy to antibiotic. It's called Macrobid. And I feel like she kind of got a little personal like that, just so she can make me a little bit more comfortable, because my life is in her hands, you know. So she had just came back from maternity leave, and we talked for a little bit. She went over my history and stuff and my medical information. And then when we finally got in, they were so nice, guys. Like, the waiting room where you go, like where they measure you and all that, literally had like therapeutic mattresses with a bed set. Like, it had like the bed sets that you can buy for your houses, literally beautiful. And then it had like the dresser, but they hung the dresser, and then they had a dope mirror, like just fucking dope. And it's awesome that they were able to put a therapeutic bed. Like, I was just literally sitting there so comfortable waiting for them to tell me, okay, let's go, you're ready. So they finally brought me in, and the first thing they do after I lay down, after they put me into the next mattress, they literally put me, they put on a heated blanket, bro. Like, they gave me a heated blanket, because obviously they only need to work from the top up. They put a heated blanket. They gave me compression heated socks. Like, they were so nice to me. And then all I remember is talking to her, and that's it. And then I woke up, and then I remember, like, I wasn't in sudden pain yet. I was so excited that I had boobs that I saw the girl that I waited with the day prior. In the, like, when she was finished, they rolled her off first, so she went in first, but she was done short, I was done very shortly after her. So she was like crying, and she was like, oh, and all I remember was saying, bitch, we got tits. Stop crying, we got tits. And I'm like, so then I'm thinking, I'm already sewed up. I'm already, like, done. I forgot to tell him that I wanted round, high profile. So I'm so drugged up. They put me into the next one, and I look at him. I say, wait, what do I have? What kind of implant? He goes, round, high profile. I'm like, oh, he's popping. He already knew what he was doing. He knows when you show them, when you have that conversation, like, ooh, lit. So anyways, I got to the recovery home, and then the pain kicked in. Like, I don't know how many of you guys have kids, but when that milk first comes in and your boobs are engorged, bruh, it wasn't just that. It just felt so, like, they felt like they were gonna explode, like, just tight. And then he didn't even give me perks or anything. He literally gave me a muscle relaxer, antibiotics, and 800 milligrams of ibuprofen for 6 days. Like, enough to take every 4 to 6 hours for 6 days. That's it. So I stood for 4 days in total. 4 days, yeah. So I went the day before my surgery for my pre-op. Then I stood the day of my surgery. Then the day after my surgery, I had a post-op appointment, and then I left the following morning. So I stood 3 days, left the 4th in the morning. But when I got to the recovery house, I was in so much pain, guys. Like, I was crying, like, crying. I've always said that the worst thing, I've gave birth natural 3 times, no epidural. I've never gotten stitched. Like, I've always said that when your milk comes in when you have a baby, to me, is worse than labor. Like, to me, I hated that feeling. And that was the feeling. And after, like, the first week, I would say it wasn't so much. And so I started on ibuprofen. I went and bought more ibuprofen from the drugstore, and then I was consistently taking ibuprofen every 4 to 6 hours for the next like 21 days. I swear to God. So I would try to like not take it for like a couple days, and then my back would just hurt so bad. And then like after the 14th day, it wasn't so much pain, it was just a lot of pressure. Like your back hurts, you just get a lot of pressure. I literally had to buy this pillow prior because I kept seeing a lot of YouTube tutorials on like what you should do when buying whatever. That was one. So I had that, and even on that I stacked like 4 pillows, and I literally slept like sitting up for like a whole month and a half. And I tried to like lay on my side at some points, and it just felt sore, you know, like it just wasn't comfortable. It didn't hurt, but it felt sore. So I ended up doing that, you know, for like 2 weeks, doing that for like a month and a half. I ended up doing that for like a month and a half. And then after about, I want to say like a month and a half to 2 months, I'm able to sleep on my side. And even now with sleeping on my side, I'm still not, I feel like it still gets sore. I definitely can't sleep on my stomach yet. But I'm so satisfied, you guys. Like I'm beyond satisfied. I finally got the clearance to start doing core workouts. You're not allowed. Again, I didn't even do anything for like a first month. I didn't drive even at all for the first 2 weeks. I don't recommend that you do, because I only got an augmentation, so I didn't get any lifts or anything. And even with that, I can feel like in the incision, like sometimes you'll like suddenly like you don't want to move like that, because it's gonna probably like you think it's gonna hurt or it's gonna feel uncomfortable, and you need to be able to like quickly, you know, maneuver that car, God forbid. So my kids literally go down the street for school, and I still had to get them picked up and dropped off because I would not even think about it, you know. So I'm going to now show you guys my incision and then like my result. And then yeah, so pretty much I've been working on core finally for the past 3 weeks, consistently, aggressively, and I'm so in love, guys. Like honestly, I don't know how many of you guys know me, but again, follow me on Instagram. My journey will continue, and I have came such a long way with my fitness. I can do that. I can do another video based on that. For another video. This one, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of my recovery and my experience, but 100% I highly recommend not only CG Cosmetics, but I really love Dr. Hunsaker. Like, I love him. I'm so appreciative of the fact that he got me these tips. This is what they look like. These are my tatas. And that's the incision, which he says will disappear within a year. And my boobs will continue to fluff and drop. He said I'll know my final result till September. In September, I'll know my final results. So I'm so fucking obsessed. I don't think you understand. I don't care what they do after this. I just know that I'm already obsessed, so I could just imagine how that's gonna look. The scar will go away in a year, but guys, my boobs are also gonna lower and fluff, so you'll never even like see that, you know. Another thing I forgot to completely mention that's so freaking important is I went under the muscle, guys. And I think that the reason why I recovered so well, I feel, I gave my body time to rest. I followed directions. I fed myself like nutrients that I was supposed to be eating, you know, like I cooked. Well, I had somebody cook for me the entire time, like, you know, rice, chicken, salads. Like I ate yogurts and fruits, and like I was on it, you know. And I'm also very fit, especially from like my back and my core, especially is so my chest. I just gotten so fit within the last 2 years that I feel like that helped my recovery process so much. So I feel like I just highly recommend that you guys definitely work on even after, you know, if you're not such a fitness person, definitely work on your fitness after, because I feel like that's such an important part of your life, that I was already so confident because I was, you know, so fit, because I am so fit and I work so hard, that I just can't nobody tell me shit. Like, oh yeah, so they jiggle so a little bit at first. Oh, they're squared. Ooh, squared. They're under the muscle, so pretty much like my muscle was like, you know, and then like they had to learn how to relax, and they're still learning how to relax, which is, he said again, my final result will be in September. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I'm such a parrot, I talk so damn much, but if you guys like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and let me know what you guys would like to see next.